I'm Robbie Weaver. I'm from Granville, Ohio, a small town outside of Columbus, and I'm doing a master's degree in strategic studies. I grew up, I always wanted to go into the Navy, and spent probably 10 years working on that. Found out very last minute that I didn't want to go in the Navy, and so changed career paths and went to undergrad for political science and national security. Yeah, I came here when I was little on vacation, and I fell in love with the country. My parents love to travel, and they always said, where if you go anywhere in the world? And I said, back to New Zealand. We've been there, gotta go somewhere else. I'm like, gotta go back to New Zealand. So when I had the opportunity to study internationally, New Zealand was my first place to look. I was always told that if you want to go and see cities, maybe go to Australia or somewhere else, but if you want to see nature, you go to New Zealand. And I love hiking and mountains and lakes. Like, that is my dream. And I come from a very flat place in the United States, and so mountains and lakes and valleys, and that's just everything I love. And so New Zealand was the top destination for me. Yeah, the fact that we're right by the beehive where everything happens, where the Prime Minister is at, right down the street from me. The Green Party leader, I think, lives in my neighborhood. It really is a cool opportunity to live where everything's going on. I live 6 hours from the capital back in Ohio, in the United States, but here I can see the action up close. I can see the protests, I can see the dialogue, and I cannot emphasize enough how great Wellington is to be in a city, but also get out to nature so fast. Spend the time in the city, go to the coffee bars, all that kind of stuff, but also take time to get out into the mountains, to the beaches, to the amazing views. And so that has helped me study so well, just because I can take some time to myself to be out in nature and enjoy an amazing city. I wanted to go abroad, and I don't have a language skill. English is my only language, and I looked at the programs and I saw that Victoria University of Wellington had an incredible research facility and really, really good professors in the field I was looking for, strategic studies. So at the end of the day, it was just the perfect combination of what I needed for my master's degree. And so I applied and got a scholarship, and all the ducks kind of fell in a row, and I decided to come. It's definitely the most diverse student body that I've ever been a part of. Even though there's a lot of Kiwis, I've also met a lot of people from all over the Pacific, all over the world, really. And just having that experience to draw on, especially in a grad school class, has been really cool. So I sat next to someone on the first day of class who was a newscaster in Mongolia, and I sat next to someone else who has been a 14-year veteran of the New Zealand police force. And so I can just draw on this experience from people who have different worldviews from me, and I've learned so much from the students around me as well as my professors. So all in all, just the diversity of thought and the diversity of experiences here has led to a really cool opportunity for me as a student to grow. Definitely say just take risks and be okay in awkward situations. Moving to a different country is a scary thought, and the idea of being 8,000 miles away from everyone you know is not the first thing I would jump at, but you are experiencing one of the coolest moments in your life right now. You have to stop and remember that. So, and I'm doing that because I took risk. I took a risk and came out here, took a risk to introduce myself to the people next to me on the first day. And by taking that risk, I made friends, I tried new foods, I experienced a new city that I've fallen in love with. Just so many different things have happened because I stepped outside of my comfort zone and moved across the world for my master's degree.